Today I'm going to show you how to make a really basic basil pesto. So these are the ingredients that you're going to need. You will of course need some basil. This is about 2 cups of basil. You will need a half cup of walnuts or pine nuts. I am using pine nuts because they are easier to find and they are a little bit less expensive than pine nuts. So you can use whatever you can find. And then I am also going to use some garlic. So as you can see here, I have 7 small cloves of garlic, but if you have some bigger cloves of garlic, you can use 2 or 3. You can just kind of use as much as you like. I personally am not going to peel just 1 clove of garlic. That seems crazy to me, so I'm always going to use more than 1 clove of garlic, regardless of what a recipe might say. And then I am going to also have the Parmesan cheese. So this is a 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese. So I recommend getting freshly grated Parmesan cheese. Either you do it yourself, or if you have a store near you or you shop at the store near you that has like deli kind of stuff where it's freshly done with no like extra ingredients and stuff, get that. So I am using this grated Parmigiano Reggiano from Whole Foods, and as you can see here, I hope you can see, the only ingredient in this is Parmesan. So they grate it in the store. It is far more expensive to do it this way, but if you're in a hurry or you don't have a grater, you don't want to commit to buying a grater, just get it grated. But don't buy like the shelf stable stuff that's like on the shelf for years or whatever. It has some extra ingredients in it to keep it from clumping that makes it taste not as fresh, because obviously it's not as fresh. So you will have your Parmesan cheese. You'll also need some salt and pepper. The recipe that I'm following calls for 1/4 teaspoon of salt and just some ground pepper, like as much as you want basically. And then the last ingredient is about 1/4 cup of olive oil, which I have here. So this is super easy. Oh, the lemon juice. I forgot the lemon juice. You'll also need 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. I have a little bit less than 2 tablespoons, but I think it'll be fine. And then to store your pesto, I recommend some type of glass container. When you have stuff that has garlic in it, it can, kind of make your plastic containers a little funky. So you can just use glass to avoid your little funky plastic containers. All right, so I am going to get my little food processor out. This is far easier with a food processor. So I have my little one here. I have a little one and a big one. So I am going to start by putting in the blade. And then I'm going to put in the oil first. This is so easy, you guys, and this tastes so freaking good. So I'm going to start with 1/4 cup of oil. I'm putting the oil in first because it makes the processing process easier. If you've ever made a smoothie, usually the recipe tells you to put the liquid in first. So, same concept. I hope this is in frame. I have a new setup, you guys, so forgive me if everything is imperfect. Okay, so now I'm going to put in my basil. And I washed this, but I do not pick the leaves off. I don't pick the leaves off the stems or anything. To make it easy, I just stuff it all in here like this. Yeah, you just put it in there. Use the technology that you have. And then for the rest of it, I'm going to put in my walnuts. I had a man overboard. So my walnuts and my garlic and the Parmesan cheese. So just put it all in there. You can use a spatula and make a little bit less of a mess. So now I'm going to add my lemon juice and my few cracks of pepper. This is my new little pepper meal. It's very cute. Okay, I'm gonna stop right there. Just follow what the ancestors tell you. And then for your, oh my God, that pepper smells fantastic. For your salt, you are going to need 1/4 teaspoon. So I am just going to measure in my hand. I do not want to dirty up 1/4 teaspoon for this. And I'll taste it and see what I think. So after you get everything squished in there, then we're just going to blitz it. Okay, this is after the first blitzing, and it's looking really good actually. So I'm going to just scrape it down a little bit so you can kind of see the viscosity. So this is what we have right now. If you want it to be a little bit thinner, which I think I would like it to be just a touch thinner, just like a little bit thinner, you can add some more olive oil. So I'm just going to add like 1 more tablespoon. You could also add a teeny bit more lemon juice or even like a splash of water. The lemon juice will affect the flavor probably a little bit more than the olive oil or the water. All right, so this is what I have. I'm going to take a taste. This is so good. This is so good. I do think it needs a teeny bit of salt, so I'm going to add it after I put it in here. And if you have a pretty powerful food processor, you can see that you really don't need to like pick the leaves off of the stem. I'm sure you have enough stuff to do going on in your life right now that you do not need to spend extra time picking leaves off of stems when it's not super necessary. So I am going to try to get all of this tasty goodness out, every little drop. Okay, and there you have it. This is just some really great homemade basil. I've purchased basil in like the little container before, and I promise you, it's faster to just buy it, but the homemade stuff tastes fantastic. So like I said, I am going to add a little bit more salt. This is just for my personal taste. I think it needed just a little bit more salt. Be careful with salting stuff that has cheese in it because cheese is oftentimes quite salty. So yeah, there you go. So this is just a very quick, you saw how quick it was, easy, simple way to make some homemade basil. You can serve this with some pasta, stirring it into some pasta sauce for a little bit more flavor. Today I am going to have it on some grilled chicken. So you can use this in so many ways. All right, I hope you enjoyed the video and make sure to subscribe. I will see you in the next one.